Oh, ho, ho, ho. Hello there, boys and girls. Well, I see it's 22:45 hours once again on the old moon dial, and that means it's time for your old Uncle Schoenstein Fager and another chapter like from the cool man's Mother Goose. So let's put wheels on this thing and see how far it rolls, huh, kids? Oh, Joe, cool it. Heute Abend, Kinder, we wish to bring to your attention file number 7 or 11 pi r squared, or the case of Puss in Boots. This feline who figures in the title, he's no ordinary cat. No siree. Fact is, he's cooler than the freezing compartment of a Kelvinator in Kiska. I mean, like he is one tray hip cat, indeed. Besides being tenor sax for a local combo that spends its Saturday evenings educating jazz at the corner pub, Puss, he is a very personal property of the village idiot, whom we'll just refer to as the Master to spare you your sensibilities. The Master is, to put it as mildly as 11-year-old Scotch, an extremely thick type. I mean, he's still in the Guy Lombardo stage, while under his very nose, old Puss is blowing up the following very interesting form of storm. You call this noise? You got like maybe rocks in your head, Master.
Rock sucks. To me, it's just so much yakety yak. Besides, I can't even hear myself think.
That, man, would be like listening to a mosquito crash landing on a foam rubber seat cushion.
What'd you say?
I said, what are you exercising your gray matter on? And what like is the problem?
I got to get ahead in this world.
Man, you were never right, huh?
What's that?
I said already your problem's lighter. You got me.
As far as I'm concerned, Puss, you one mouth too many to feed around here.
Oh, is that so? Maybe like you know another cat can talk?
No.
And maybe you know of another cat can blow crazy sax like me?
No. Thank the stars.
What's that?
I said, but what good is all your talking in your saxophone? My stomach, its sides are doing a Rotarian handshake with one another.
So are your ears. Anyway, if it's food you want, I can get that for you.
You can?
Sure. And, when you come right down to it, I can do better than that. Like, I can make you a king.
A king? Little old me?
Of course, I'll have to shrink down the crown to fit that dome of yours, but...
But how, Puss? How?
You sound like Sitting Bull. Anyway, as to how I'll make you king, just leave that like to me. You dig?
Hip.
Crazy. Now, let's see. What I need first of all is a pair of boots.
Boots?
Yeah, boots, something conservative, like Dizzy used to wear. Let's see. Chartreuse alligator uppers with lavender stitching all around.
Oh, that sounds like money.
So what's with money? Like you got a whole mattress stuffed full of the stuff.
Yeah, but it's drawing 6% interest.
From who? Booty rest?
What's that?
I said, come on, give with the gout. After all, you think maybe you got all day to make your king? And so, boys and girls, that's how the old plot gets started. Puss, he cons the kopecks out of his master, with which he buys himself a splashy pair of footwear at Rogers, Pete, and Mott Street. Then he hauls his best threads out of the closet, sends the mothballs rolling about their own business, and gets sharked up like Saturday night in South Fallsburg. Tucking his sacks under his arm, he lays his feet down in the direction of the king's castle. After 2 pages of landscape description, he arrives at the front door of the royal pad, whereupon he lays down 5 on the paneling.
All right already. What's wanted and who's knocking?
Like it's me, Puss in Boots.
Odds bodkins, and I'm the king in ermine.
Get out if you're the king. What are you doing answering the front door in your slippers? I thought kings had lackeys for gigs like that.
Alas, it's the hired help's day off. They're all down at Lowe's Pitkin getting high on popcorn and CinemaScope. But like I said before, what do you want?
King, your majesty and all that. I am a musician.
Musicians I already got. A whole King Cole full at that.
Ah, but you got no musicians like me, Kingy.
So what's so special with you? You play from music or something?
I am the special, personal, one-time only representative of his lord, the Count of Cottage Cheese on Bagel, who sends you his best regards.
The Count of, is he in the book?
Big like as the camel sign in Times Square, under delicatessen.
Count, eh? Well, if that's the case, I guess I gotta let you in. Shut the door, will you?
Sure, your majesty.
And brush off your shoes, will you? I just got through sweeping up around in here.
And so, boys and girls, that's how Puss in Boots gains entrance to the royal prefab. But why, you ask? Well, seems that the week before, Pussy spots this item in the latest copy of Metronome where it says that the princess, the king's daughter, is real gone on the new music. I mean, like the local gossip columnist has spotted her frequenting low-down Steinhager joints, turning on the 100-proof sounds, dig? In brief, the princess, she's a devotee, ready to swoon at the slightest chord a quarter note flat. Puss, he takes that tenor sax of his out, blows away the cobwebs, then gives the princess an earful in this fashion. And the princess, her eyes rolling in her head like the triple feature special in a 5-ball game, she says like this, she says.
This, like, is the very end.
You mean, you like it?
Man, or rather Puss, I want to go on a honeymoon with it. Who'd you say your master was?
Only the Count of Cottage Cheese on Bagel.
Count, huh? Daddy-o,
Yes, my dear?
am I, like, eligible to marry a count?
Well, according to AR 08-15, paragraph D, you are. Providing
What, your majesty?
he owns a castle and enough gold coins to fill the basement.
Puss, has your master got that kind of guilt?
Lady, he's got a mattress full.
Well, like, what are we waiting for? Daddy-o, put the chains on the packet and let's roll.
And with that, boys and girls, the king, he cranks up the wagon, and he and the princess, they cut out of there. Puss, though, he tells them he's got to return to his master early, so the boy can slide into the glad rags for welcoming the royal pair. Cutting out ahead of the royal pair, Puss, he made it in a fast 5 back to the master, who's sitting in front of his squalid establishment, oiling his yo-yo. Puss, he clutches the master by his lapels and addresses the following remarks to him. Quick, you snook, jump that yo-yo and follow me.
Oh, nuts. I was just getting warmed up to an inside loop with no hand.
If you don't, do what I say, Master Old Pal, you'll be doing an inside loop with no head. His Majesty the old king is en route here.
The king? Coming here? But why?
His daughter, for reasons best known to herself, wants to marry you.
Hey! What'll I do? What'll I do?
You'll follow me. That's what you'll do, Master. And with that, boys and girls, Puss, he leads his master to a nearby stream. This stream, it's got a bridge over it, and this bridge is a bridge which the king and princess must cross on their way to the master's house. Puss, he gets his boss down to the water's edge and says to him like this. Okay, now, strip down to the buff.
Strip down? Here? Right in front of the radio audience? Now, wait
You want to be king, don't you? Then do what I say. I'll turn my back. And with that, boys and girls, the master, he very reluctantly parts with his threads. Finally, when he hasn't got anything between him and the wind but his goose pimples, Puss, he says to him, all right, you look great. Now jump into the water. Pretend you're drowning.
But I can't swim.
All right, already, so don't pretend. But jump, will ya? I hear the royal chariot on the road.
All right. Here goes.
Help, help. Like my master, the Count of Cottage Cheese on Bagel, is drowning. Help, help. And boys and girls, the king and princess, hearing the cry for help, they apply the old brakes and come running. They haul Puss's master out of the aqua and quick like get him dressed in the spare suit of regal robes, which even on him look sharp as a blue blade. Anyway, that's how Puss cons a set of aristocratic threads for his boss. Next, he parts company with the threesome on the pretext that he's got to rush ahead and tidy up his master's castle. Did we say castle? Well, you see, about 5 k's up the Strasse sits this castle, which belongs to one Oglethorpe, the evil giant. It's here that Puss comes running, and he lays down a wicked beat on the knocker like so.
Who is knocking at my front door?
It's me, Oglethorpe. Puss in Boots like.
There, gotcha, cat. Though from the looks of you, you wouldn't even make a small sandwich.
I cut it, Mr. Giant. You wouldn't want to eat me. I mean, like, inside I'm all catgut, just like a worn-out banjo. Besides, I came here to see your tricks.
My tricks?
Yeah, you know, changing yourself into anything you want to be. Just like that.
Those tricks.
Yeah, you see, I'm a talent scout for BBD&O. Button, Dutton, and Oz. I want to be...
You want to put me on the TV, huh? Oh, boy. If that guy's back at the Giant's local could only see me now.
So, like, let's see you go into your act. Huh?
Okay. Oh, boy. First of all, I changed myself into a lion like this. See?
Oh, great.
Next, I changed myself into a horse like this.
Prima?
Well, how about it, cat? Do I get the job?
Not so fast, Ogie, not so fast. Now, what else can you change yourself into?
Well, a rooster, a dog, an elephant, and a mouse.
A mouse, huh? Say, could you do that right now?
Sure. You just watch. Here goes.
Oh, how great. Now I'll just grab you and... sorry, Ogie, but you look just good enough to eat. And so, boys and girls, that's how that sly old puss, he gets title to the giant's castle. When the king and princess arrive at the chateau, they're so impressed with the layout, they quick-like make a deal with Puss's master, and the wedding goes off smoother than a snake oil salesman's spiel. Less than a year later, the old king, he goes the way of all flesh, and just like Puss has predicted, the master becomes king. Puss, he gets the job of royal concertmaster, and after tossing out a couple of Guy Lombardo's relatives, has the regal band sounding like this. Which, like boys and girls, writes finis to the story of Puss in Boots. Kinda hope you dug, like. The script that was written by Frank Alberts and produced by Leo Big Daddy Zales. Included in the cast of cats from the Roquefort Street Players were Private Joe Pipes Plummer as the master, Sergeant Alexander Ragtime Band Murphy as the king, Malin Formaldehyde as the princess, and Jerry Blue Lights James as the feline in the high shoes, whose cool horn was faked by Airman Jerry Flowertone Fiore, who also said a few words in giant. The lad in the cans was Specialist Ross Lo-Fi Kaufman. And now it's time, like for your old Uncle Schornstein, Fager Clooney, to close the book on this week's installment of The Cool Man's Mother Goose. Remember, though, give great big ears this same time next week. 22:45 hours on the moon dial, when we'll be back with another chapter. Till then, boys and girls, keep cool, will ya?